glad the beer I picked for optimal freshness, enjoyed by 6/16/21. Just a half a year, almost a whole year later.
That's okay. You just bought that?
Yeah.
It was expired? It's for optimal.
Yeah, it didn't say I can't drink it. Tastes all right.
For now, let us relish within the Lotus.
Season 2, Episode 3, Something.
Something's talking in my head. I can't help thinking it hates me. Something's telling me I'm dead.
Welcome, everyone, to the Juggalo Rewind podcast, where we go track by track through the Juggalo history, lexicon,
the Juggalo
canon.
Yeah.
And we dissect track by track and give you all the details. My name is Peter, and I'm here with Chris, per usual. What is going on?
Oh, just hoping my butthole don't spit in my pants, you know? You gotta...
Well, you get
Keep it
older.
tight. Yeah.
You never know. You can't... We're starting off hot. Can't trust a fart at our age. You never know what's going to happen.
I guess that's the moral of this story when we're all said and done.
All right, well, we'll just wrap that up.
That was Something, or Untitled, or Cripple and Rape Me by Dark Lotus.
All right, thanks for everyone for joining in. We'll see you next week. So, as everyone knows, this is Season 2, and we are going through Tales from the Lotus Pod from Dark Lotus. If you've followed us this far, you know that we go, as we said, track by track. Last season, we did Twisted Most Tasteless. If you want to go back and listen to that, please do so. If you are just joining us now mid-season, I don't know why. Maybe you didn't like intro. I don't know why you wouldn't have listened to Alibaba, because that's the best song on the CD, according to some. But we're glad that you're here listening to us now. Let's see.
And last week, thank you for voting your MVP. Hopefully you did that already.
Yes, everyone, as we're about to say, follow us on all of our social medias, and Twitter is the big one this year that we want everyone to follow us on. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok is all at Juggalo RWD. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, all the musics. You can find us, which you're listening to us right now, hopefully. And someone's not reading it to you in the future.
Maybe with the website we'll put a transcript up. Type that all up.
There's a ton of podcasts that do that. Like, I'm on a podcast group on Facebook, and people are always like, what do you use to transcribe your episodes? And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
A to Z lyrics.com.
Maybe if everyone gives us $1 and we can get a little empire going, we can pay our boy Mustard to actually transcribe our lyrics.
Dissect what we're talking about.
Could you imagine?
That'd be great.
He should do a podcast about our podcast.
No. We need to grow big enough that we hire him to be the podcast on the podcast.
He's like our wrap-up show.
Yeah.
Oh man, but he still has to type up all the lyrics. I don't want him transcribing. I want him doing
to
it.
Type them up.
Yes, I want him to be like the stenographer at the court where there's like.
Does he live? Do we know where he lives? Maybe if he's close, we'll just have him sit in the corner, type away.
Can you repeat that? Can you read back? He pulls up the little tape and he's like, Chris said, Alibaba.
Chris once again called it behind the paint.
Oh, man, this is good. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Website is juggalorewind.com. You can email us at juggalorwd@gmail.com. You can also call the hotline. Leave us a voicemail at 810-666-1570. But as we mentioned very early on here, Twitter is where you want to go to if you are listening live, if you will. As we drop these, you want to vote every week on your favorite, what do we call it, the MVP of the week? MVP of the song?
MVP of the track.
So we're going to, can I call it a song or is it a track?
It's a song track, that's fine.
You sure? You're not like, that's not a bug up your ass like the CD
like
album?
An album is what they made. A CD is a form they've released, the type of music it was released on.
Anyways, so you want to go on Twitter, look at the pinned tweet for the week, and then vote.
And when you do, I didn't note this.
There we go.
There's 2 tweets because most of the time because there's 6 to 7 petals of the lotus you're picking from, so can't fit them all in one poll. So there's 2 polls. Scroll down. Pete thinks I might be getting unfair advantage to the top 4 that show up. They're only ordered 2 by the way they appear on the track. We're not picking favorites here.
I noticed that. At first, I thought you were going to go like alphabetical, but I'm like, oh yeah, he just went in order of the song. So
all right here.
Good
I'm
job.
doing the Terry Funk point to the head. If anyone knows,
Have I?
if anyone watched Stranglemania,
I don't know if I've told this story. I mean, this has nothing to do with Juggalo stuff, but at my job, people would get up their panties in a bunch about the order of things on a list, so I just started doing it alphabetically. Like, oh, why is he above me?
Right.
Well, it's because that's his parents' name. Like, now I'm just, you can't bitch about
mine's
it.
opposite. Like they have to make sure. All right, that guy's the most important. Put him first, and go down from there.
They don't give a fuck.
Well, it has to be because that's you're putting together the team that you're selling. So top down.
That's one way to do it. As we're talking about it, I recently got a new job, so everyone can feel the you know, what do you call it?
The magic of the Dark Carnival.
That's where I was going. The Lotus has not forsaken me.
That crow flew right over you. Landed on me, I guess.
It's still Jesus Christ.
Sorry, guys.
I can't edit that one. That was fucking brutal. So yeah, I'm in a different place now, but we're still rocking and rolling once a week. The old Juggalo Rewind podcast.
Yeah, don't let the day job get in the way of the night job.
No, jeez, of course not.
Did you let them know you're going to do a seance in a couple months here?
Yeah, I said that if I don't come into work tomorrow, it's because I shut the gate.
Open the gate.
Open the gate. No, shut it. What idiot would do that? All right, we're talking a bunch of nonsense. Do we have any other nonsense? You know what? I do, if you don't mind. Before
Yeah, go ahead.
So, usually we do a cleanup at the end of the season, but I want to do a little bit of a cleanup now because, I don't know, we're early enough where I think it works. First off, last week we did not go through, like we did last season, how we felt about each song per album.
Right.
Like, it's hard because we're relearning, I think, these songs. You know, you're like, oh, I'm seeing that in a different light. So you can't for sure say, but usually we say, you know, top, middle, bottom of said album. We didn't do that for Alibaba. So instead of waiting the whole time, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. That for me personally, I think Alibaba's like top tier of the CD. I don't know if it's number 1, but if we're going like top thirds, it's definitely top third.
No, I'd agree. We have to revisit a lot of these. Like I think we were just saying this off the air of most tasteless, you know, front to back.
Like the back of my hand for some reason.
And it's a little harder because the 2 versions and stuff, and which ones you've been listening to here and there. But yeah, in general, I would agree. Alibaba up there. Can't every time we say it, you can't not say it like Blaze.
You can't. Oh, wait a minute. So yeah, we'll try to do that throughout the season. It's a reminder to myself about that. The other thing I want to mention, and if you're new to us, maybe you don't know this, but we want to reiterate. As much as we joke, and this is going to go in a lot of different directions, so bear with me. As much as we joke, you know, we obviously like everyone and everything that has to do with Juggalo.
Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here every week doing this shit.
We're just fucking around, like when we make jokes about groups or people, but we made it from the start last year. Like, we're not picking sides. We're not, like, knocking it. There's, like, no negativity.
No.
Like, it's all in good fun. That being said, and not that anyone accused us of this, but I got more texts and tweets and just messages about ABK versus Mars in the past 7 days.
I kind of noticed that just on the posty, but people
crazy. And I just want to reiterate that, like, we're not picking sides. I think maybe in the last episode or 2, it seemed like we were. Mm-hmm. I was just saying, like, what my friends or what I perceived, whether that's our group and whether that's the Detroit thing. I don't know, but like
Generation 2.
yeah, like so just to like to go back a little bit, I said that I thought at the time all of my friends hated Mars, but then when ABK came out, everyone hated that too. So like, I don't know. That's up to you. That's not me saying one is better than the other or Chris saying that. That was just more of like the perception, and I don't know why. It was more of a that's fucking juggalos are fickle about shit, right? Like. Maybe it's whatever you heard first. If you are a new fan and you just heard this and you just popped it on Spotify, ABK is that to you.
I mean, I was thinking that earlier. There's younger juggalos for sure that came in this second deck wave or the MNE wave that learned to either side late in the game. So you're going back, you're not buying that CD anywhere unless you're like collectible and hunting down that old red one. So there's probably a chunk of people who don't even realize there's two versions. I don't know. You would think there'd be.
And we talk about how Mars brought a different flavor to it, which we'll save all that for the very end. But I just want to make sure that everyone knows we're not knocking either one. Like as much as we have to compare the two.
Yeah.
We're not saying, oh, this is fact. People thought this or we thought that. We were just kind of mentioning what I thought our friends and our,
right,
from message boards or chat rooms or whatever from our old ass days. But yeah, we're not picking sides. That's all I'm saying.
I'm down with both the guys. Give them both a hug.
So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So you have anything to add to that? Are you in agreement, or is I just out of left field? I feel like so many people talked to me about it. It was
I just noticed too, and like I kind of remember this back in the day, and we'll get to it again when we get deeper into a Mars episode. I think we'll do an episode more breaking him down. But like, there is a group of people who then and now like still like huge fan of his outside of like they're like Marzalos of just like
yes,
the super into him, and I kind of forgot that. And you've seen a lot of that pop up. I felt like when we were posting and seeing people comment or like voting on the MVP. Like there are people who are super into him, which is totally fine. Yeah, just I kind of forgot that he's fallen out of this world, the Juggalo realm, so you kind of forget about it, and revisiting it refreshes your memory.
Yeah, and we got a great email from someone. I don't know if we need to do anything with this throughout the season. Either we'll do that at the end, or we'll we'll try to sprinkle this in. But yeah, we got an awesome fucking email. So I didn't think about that till just now. But
yeah, shout out to I forgot who it was.
That was Jim.
Yeah.
Our boy Jim Tyndall. I didn't even think he listened. Like he's like, I don't know if you guys remember me. I'm like, yeah, I fucking remember.
I didn't remember the name, and then you told me the Obi Trice photo, and I was like, oh fuck, I remember that photo. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
I used to always pop for that on the message board.
There's a couple people who have messaged me that were like very down with Mars and still are, and have given us good stories. So I don't think anything will fit here, but we'll sprinkle those in.
I think we can sprinkle it in, and I think there'll be the one song that for sure is the one to break down Mars.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll save that for a little bit. If it's not there, it'll be at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think both the end and that track are a good spot to get into more in depth of him. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for something.
Episode, yeah, we haven't even said that. Or we kind of did. Let's jump right into it. We are on the third track of Tales from the Lotus Pod, and we're already hitting a little bit of controversy. I'm playing with the sticker like it's the mouse pad on my computer, and I'm like, why isn't this
DJing over there on that thing?
Stupid. A nice Juggalo rewind.
Yeah, we got to
sticker.
send some of those out. Actually, I need a little stack too. I didn't grab any for myself from that first batch.
A whole bunch right here. So if Chris, and Kevin, if you're listening, they're not wet anymore. They have actually dried 6 months later. So.
Cousin Aaron's like, you got stickers? I need one.
Yeah, I'll drop you a bunch there. Don't worry. So this track, the third track on the CD, is called Something. But also it's called Cripple and Rape Me in different places.
It's technically called Untitled, and then Something or Crippled Rape Me.
Yes. But we are... Do you want to... You dove into that here. Do you want to say where you found both titles? Or where we found both titles? Because it's confusing to me, too.
It's still going to be confusing when it's all said and done. But... if you open up the booklet to Forgotten Freshness 3, and Jay discusses the track It, which uses this beat as well, he tells the story that he was home, bored, alone, because he's not a partier. Everyone was on tour with Twisted, Shaggy's out with the family, and everyone else is out partying, and Jay's not a partier, he said, so he's watching TV, he's fiddle fucking on the internet, and then he's like, man, I need to go to the studio, and he called Mike Clark, so this is confirmation here. This is for sure a Mark Clark beat.
You would think so. They wouldn't just take another person's beat.
And they had the
right?
falling out, and that's why the other two showed up producing, so there's no way he'd be hanging around still like, yeah, let me use someone else's beat for you. So it calls Clark up. They says, we take the already finished Dark Lotus song entitled Something and muted all the raps off it. Jay laid on the floor, wrote his own lyrics, blah, 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 blah. Nonetheless, they called it Something there, but now when they uploaded them all to the streaming services, it's listed as Cripple and Rape Me. So they, some point, changed it themselves in their minds, or forgot that they called it Something back in the day.
And I feel like I've seen it different things on different places too, whether it's on, just their, what do you call it, Wikipedia or whatever.
Right.
Like, I think that's when I was making our spreadsheet. I'm like, what song is this? Like, I didn't didn't put two and two together. So what's the official title? What are we calling it?
Well, Untitled.
But I mean, what's our subtitle?
What
is this episode's? What is our episode?
What are we going to call it when we listed? Would it be Cripple and Rape Me? Because that's what it's currently called on streaming services. That's what I would think.
Are we insinuating that it's... Oh, man. This is deep, right? Is it Something on the red and Cripple and Rape Me on the gold?
Oh, yeah, because the gold's the only one out there. I think that's what we need to say then.
Because he called it Something, and that was before the second one came out.
Right.
Oh, baby. So what's this episode?
Groundbreaking news here.
Is this Something and Rape Me?
Yeah, Something in Rape Me.
Cripple and Something Me?
Cripple and Something Me.
This episode's going to be a mess. But we figured it out, and you're looking at it on your phone right now. So you're seeing whatever we called it.
You're hearing us figure this out as you're looking at it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Move along.
Before we move along, this dives right into what Chris is drinking right now.
Well, we didn't finish the time. We got to get to that, right?
I think you've been throwing the beer early, haven't you? We can do that. Okay, that's fine.
I didn't know the I thought we'd go through the little...
well, you jumped so far ahead.
I know. I threw a lot of shit out there in the middle of that.
All right, let's rewind that a little. Rewind on the rewind. Backwards speak.
You remember that reference? The beep.
I mean, I feel like I use it, but I don't know where it's from.
Stranglemania 2, when she power bombs, I forgot her name.
Oh, yeah,
They keep rewinding it, and he's like, beep.
I do remember that.
I'd use it all the time.
I think I do too, but I didn't know where it was from.
I want to look at something one more time, if you guys don't mind. All right. Just one more time here for our viewers on Stranglemania 2. Let's look at this one more time. Sweaty Netton taking it to the neck with all her fat ass. Oh! Oh, one more time.
Yeah.
Oh! Look at this, Guido. Watch this.
Oh, my God. Look as the neck bends into the chest area.
Look at that
not
shit.
human.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get back to the main event, Guido.
All right, so as all of this, as Chris insinuated, producer of this track, Mike Clark. Time on this track, the original clocks in at 4 minutes and 21 seconds, but the reissue, a little bit shaved off. We got a 3:59 by my clock.
So, well, we'll get to it. Go on.
Do you want to just say why?
No, we'll get to it. I was just saying it's not that long of a section that it's cut out, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, not everyone gets a big chunk. As Chris and
Only the big guy.
wow, don't talk like that. After we want to play nice with everybody. As we mentioned, this beat was reused for the song "It."
Good schools. The learning process. I had no education when I was a kid. I have no explanation for the things I did. I pulled the legs off a dog and rolled them down a hill. I put poop in a hot dog bun and ate it for the thrill. I tried to impress this girl who lived on my block. I said, look,
bashed my homie's face in with a rock. And then the people came and took me away. They made me eat pills like 25 every day. Everything is slow.
Basically a Violent J solo, but it was found on, I almost said Psychopathics from Outer Space. I'm just so used to that. It's found on Forgotten Freshness 3.
It's a great compilation.
It is.
I think it's my favorite one.
So that came out, and just to go back, I don't think you said it earlier. So Tales from the Lotus Pod Red comes out in July of 01. Forgotten Freshness 3 comes out in December of 01. So that song was made, but it's just trying to put the timeline.
Yeah, put the timeline.
They're right kind of back to back. Members on this track, all 6 of the original, the Red Lotus, if you will, are on this track. But on the reissue, there's no ABK verse. So it goes from 6 members to 5 members.
And I think that that goes back to it's the Mike Clark one. They had the falling out, and he had that song. So they could not take Mars off of it, so they just cut him out of it.
Yeah, they couldn't or wouldn't or for whatever reason.
Right.
I mean, there's good questions, like why, we assume that, but yeah, why did they do it on some and not others?
Right.
That's just the best that we can come up with. So we'll see if that holds up for the rest of the...
Maybe when Jay recorded it, he recorded over the master. They fucking screwed it up. He's like, shit, I can't go back and clean that up.
Could you imagine if they went to like do the redo in 02 and they just like popped... It's like when you popped in a tape back in the day and you're like, oh, I'm going to watch my tape of WrestleMania 15. And you're like, what the hell? My mom just taped like Friends over this? What the fuck?
Maybe Jay did that. Maybe Mike Clark never even showed up. He's fucking bullshit in the book. He did it himself and was like, oh shit, I fucked it up and recorded right over the master beat. Damn it.
They're like, we need to make some more copies of that. Can you send that to the fucking Discmaster?
My dog got on it and chewed it up in the back.
Yeah, about that.
That dog's doing something out there. They don't do that, do they?
They're dogs, dude. They don't do that. Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you ready for your portion? Okay, I'll sit back and... Ooh, I have a portion too, but you can go first.
I'll go first. Crack it open.
Look at beer.
I'm done. I ain't got no beer, man.
I'm on a brewski, huh? And a booski. Toss me a beer. Yeah.
Dog, we ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe.
What? So? This is yeah, it's a cold one.
Yo, all right, man. We ain't got no fucking beer for it, Joe. Stop it. Jesus.
Little spoiler, and I already started drinking it because we got sidetracked, so you won't hear me crack it. I'll just hit it with my ring and make it roll loud. This week, for the track Untitled, something / Cripple and Rape Me, going with Flying Dog out of Frederick, Maryland. Flying Dog's Raging Bitch Belgium IPA. It's a Belgium-style Indian pale ale. Not too heavy, sometimes IPA is a little too hoppy, a little too much, gets your sinuses stuffy.
I just have that problem all the time.
Yeah, this one's kind of light. Pick this, though, because of the Raging Bitch dog. That's kind of seems weird saying that.
Yeah.
The dog looks like an El Chupacabra, looks like a demon dog, looks like he'd be hanging out in the Dark Lotus realm. When Pete does the seance, I guarantee this dog's going to bite him right in the ass. So if you have that in your... this one's not that hard to find. If you got one at your store, get it, crack it open. You already seen it online. And pour one out right here. Drink along.
All right. Well, I have my drink too, so I'm gonna. I do have
tap water.
Yeah, I do have my water here in my Gatorade, but I did get something special for this episode. So let me dig in the bag here. I got a nice cold Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo.
Are you a fan of the Yoo-Hoo?
I haven't had one in ages.
Neither have I. Glass bottle, and I'm getting this because, much like the very first lyric, if I drink this, I'm going to be fucking pooping in my pants.
I'm pooping in my pants.
So, something's going to be spit. Oh,
look at that.
Hear that nice pop?
That's not a Snapple. That's a Yahoo.
It's a Yoo-Hoo. Oh, man. You want some? You want me to
it's
pour in
okay.
it while you sure?
Make sure your date's now outdated, because if that one's expired, it'll be a little different than mine. That really will make you shit yourself.
This is going to run right through me, guaranteed. I know that one of the bathrooms in the studio is not available for that type of thing.
You might as well put a urinal in that bathroom.
You want to take a picture of this in front of the Lotus, or is that for me?
That's
later?
your job.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it here. Fuck you. Do it myself.
Well, I'll grab another one while I'm waiting here. Booski.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, do we have anything else before we jump in? Or are you ready to rock and roll? You have your A to Z lyrics up and ready?
There is a good A to Z one here. Say we'll get to it when we get to it. But I have Genius. Old Musty Mustard isn't on anywhere on this track. So
Really?
no. Let me verify for sure. Jiggles, our buddy Jiggles contributed to this.
Yes, thank you.
He commented, I thought for sure this was Mushy Mustard, but Bill Handstock jumped ahead and pulled out the religious drop that we'll get to down the line here. And then
Good job, Bill.
X minus X shows up for a second. So yeah.
I love that we're just like
Just shouting out people randomly.
What's up, X minus X?
So yeah, Musty Mustard someone beat him to the punch here on something.
Well, there's always time for him to come clean it up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can find more in here.
For sure, I have faith. All right, so we are getting ready to do the world famous deep dive here. So
We need another jingle for that.
We do, but
We'll get to it.
yeah, one day, maybe for season 3. All right, so we are diving into something / Cripple and Rape Me. First off, intro, Violent J. Now, before we get too deep into this, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. You can hear my notes. Now, I may mention this in a later episode, or we'll just start noting here. Let's go backwards, actually.
We are the rewind, so.
Alibaba starts with Violent J and Mars doing the intro.
Right.
All right. Something / Cripple and Rape Me starts with Violent J doing the intro.
Yeah.
Let's just remember this as we go along.
Okay, mental note.
Mental note for everybody. What in the hell is Jay talking about? Is he saying that? Is he like naming the scariest things? Which is weird.
Shit
Like,
in your pants?
there's like two things. Like, it's not like he has a whole verse about it. Like scariness, your butthole spitting in your pants. Scariness, not knowing what is. Like,
Yeah.
is he trying to? And maybe this is a poor way of doing this. Like naming a bunch of things that people are scared of. Not like, oh, I'm scared of spiders and snakes and
Right.
shit like that. But just like everyday, like deep stuff. One
Yeah, I
is
think
like one is super deep, and one is your butthole spitting in your pants.
Your butthole just spit in your pants.
I mean, I think that sums up all of Dark Lotus with that little intro, because there's the goofy shit like the butthole spin in your pants that throws you completely off the vibe you're feeling, and then there's the trying to get deep about like not knowing like what's beyond and all that type of stuff. Like,
Yeah, what happened to all of your hieroglyphics and your
Yeah, we-
Egyptian? Like, where's that?
completely gone.
Is that like later in this song, or did I miss it? Did I not print a page?
No, and I guess we could just say here, I think this is the original Lotus, and Mars was just sandwiched in. I think this was like, when we go back to you listen to Echo Side, and those early Twisted tracks that are like somewhat Dark Lotus-y, this track is like that. It's just ICP, Twisted, Blaze, and Mars shows up for a second. But it literally is just like a group track. They're all themselves doing like a dark theme.
Now, I feel like when I said that 2 weeks ago, I got the fucking... You're saying, no, it's not Lotus, and it's all spooky.
I
and
think
I'm
that
like,
confirms that I said those are counted as Lotus tracks, because this is in line with those tracks. This is before they decided they're doing the Mars Lotus. This is the original Lotus idea of like...
I think there's less songs on Lotus that have the Lotus gimmick. Like, if there's, what are there, 16 tracks on here?
17. Woo woo.
I think less than half of them have the Lotus gimmick. The fuck? That's like having a Rider CD, but only like 4 of the songs are fucking Riders, and the rest are just twisted.
Well, we'll figure it out as we move along,
Oh,
brother.
I'm fucking getting mad. I'm getting hot already.
It's still Lotus.
I gotta
It's
drink my Yoo-hoo.
It doesn't have the ancient Egypt, ancient mythology stuff that you.
Here's a little tip
first
for
one.
everyone. If you get the Yoo-hoo, you can get it in the box, the can,
Squeeze box.
or the bottle. You gotta go bottle, 100%. You also have to shake.
Because of all that sediment at the bottom?
Yeah, you gotta get that chocolate off the bottom. The guy at my gas station was like, "Where'd you get that?" And I'm like, "In the Snapple container." He's like, "How much was it?" Like, there's no price, there's no nothing.
I forgot this one overflows.
Oh, so Chris is spilling his beer as I drink my Yoo-hoo. Just to let everyone know, this is not chocolate milk. Right on the thing, it says chocolate drink. So,
Is there any chocolate in it?
yeah. I'm going to be like Chris, and I'm going to read the label. There's not much on here. It just says chocolate. Good source of vitamins.
I know what you're doing. You're trying to duck the fact that you said this isn't a Lotus track.
99% fat and caffeine free. Gluten free. There's an 800 number. There's a yoo-hoo.com.
How much sugar is in it?
That doesn't matter. There's 220 calories.
Let's get back to the moment at hand here.
Total sugar is 47 grams. Is that a lot? Is that a little? I have no idea.
That's a lot.
Contains milk, soy. All right. Let's get back on track.
Yeah, you're trying to duck me here.
I'm not ducking you. I'm flat out said.
You said this isn't Lotus. I said it's Lotus. But you could tell this was the recorded. This is the original Lotus. This is what they thought it was going to be until Mars showed up and be like, "Oh fuck, we can make this even like crazier sounding."
All right.
That's my call.
It's funny that you bring up songs from the past that kind of fit this gimmick because my first note is Blink. Like,
Yeah.
I think this song reminds me of Blink.
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
fact that, so I never like print or show my notes, but next to everyone's verse in this song, I kind of wrote what I think their affliction is. And it goes off the rails real quick. Again, we've had this conversation about multiple things today. I see what I think they could have done or should have done or wanted to do, and then it went off the rails.
Right.
Like, hey, this is a good gimmick. They're going through, they're keeping pace, and then it's like, what the fuck? Like, you forgot what you were doing? So we can go through that as we go along. You okay there?
Yeah, I forgot to mute this. Unprofessional.
No, it's okay. If you have to take that, you can take it.
No, it was just someone texting me about something.
It's probably something important.
Could have been. You don't know.
I didn't insinuate anything. Calm the fuck down over there.
Got me all hot and angry.
Yeah, you got fucking steamed about that for some reason. First verse, after Violent J spit in his butthole, Shaggy, too dope, kicking us off here. So I wrote in my notes, everyone is possessed, question mark. So, like, I'm taking this as and we can dive into this if you'd like, that every person has some kind of possession, and I don't know if that's even the right word, but like affliction or possession, like his I see as a possession. Also something different that we don't usually do, a couple of these verses are so short that they're almost like poetry. Like, I don't know if should we read the whole things?
Like
or
it's haiku?
it's just like 4 lines,
Right.
you know? And I don't want to like play them all because we try to play snippets, but we don't want to play the whole thing.
Yeah, you want to go through the whole thing.
I guess on some of these we can go kind of quick. Shaggy Too Dope says, when I start to think, my skull begins to crack. Could it be the infection in my head trying to get me back? Making me think that there's like something in his head. Because the more I look at myself, the more I don't know, the more I think about it, I think my head's going to explode. Sometimes I paraphrase. I can't read correctly. So if I missed a couple words, it was just because I'm skipping through it. But yeah, to me, that's saying like there's something in his head and he doesn't, he calls it an infection.
Yeah.
But I think of it like as a possession, like voices or...
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
thinking
comes
is
in a later one.
They're
for him.
hearing, it's back to the J thing, not knowing what is, like you lost your mind and don't know who's controlling it. See, it's right back to Lotus. They opened the portal, and those deadites went right up their ass.
What are you talking about?
they did the song, so it fits the theme. This is after they broke into the pyramid.
Oh, so now we're going like this is like
It's a concept album. This album isn't a mess. It's so deep. It's a concept album. They broke into the pyramid. All of a sudden, they unleashed the demons, the hidden spirits. Now they're back, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's controlling me."
spoiler alert. A couple episodes are just fucking dead girls.
Hey, well, I'll book it. I'll book the town as we get there.
All right, so they're in the pyramid, and now they're going crazy.
Yeah, now they've lost their minds. But I'm definitely on that track. Yeah, that it's like a possession, or you've lost control, you lost reality. Something's in your head.
Yeah, the thing they lost was ABK. They turned around, they're like, "Wait a minute, where is everyone?"
He went down the wrong path. He's stuck in that temple.
Did we forget somebody? Oh, fuck. Okay. So that's a real quick verse, and we've talked about this in past episodes. Different songs now, they're like not finding their groove, but they're doing something different every song, which I kind of appreciate. You can't have every track be like 2 verses a hook, 2 verses a hook.
Yeah.
You know, they're almost doing something almost like they rolled out, hey, what's the 15 ways that we can do this, and let's do a different one every time. Like Riders is very, you know, everyone has a verse.
Yeah, formulaic.
But this, they're throwing around different ones, I feel like, on every song.
I like how they get mixed up, too, sometimes. And we'll get to it later, where there's ones where it's like just 3 people who don't, fit together on the track. Like, there you wouldn't expect. Yeah, like, I do like it jumping around on this one like that.
You like when one person gets double the time, and then they take 3 people and cram them in on the same amount of time.
Hey, that was something different.
Yeah, it's something different, all right. So the second part of that verse, I guess that's all technically verse 1, but if we're going different people. Then we have Monoxide, which, again, I labeled as a possession, but almost like that he's a serial killer, and maybe is this tying in Twisted's gimmick, or just that, wig splitting, leaving all your family members dead, I can't explain it, so I just blame it all on my head. Paranoid, shaking in closets when I'm done. I think I'm hiding from the fact that I just slaughtered everyone. So, like, again, they talked about that, I feel like, multiple times.
Oh, this feels just like Rock the Dead, where we're like, oh, Madrox wants to party with the dead bodies, and Monoxide just killing everybody, like, chopping their heads off and stuff. This feels exactly in line with that.
Yeah. So, again, like a possession, or he can't control himself? Scary. Yes.
Spooky.
Madrox comes right behind him with a verse, which I labeled as being OCD.
Well, this again goes back to Most Tasteless. He could have just been jacking off, because he washed his hands after jacking off all over that pillow on what fuck song was that?
Is that Murder?
So I don't know if he was committing. He could still be possessed, though. It could be possessing him to just jack.
It's like them.
I mean, his soul is so dirty. I try to wash it too. There's nothing about killing in here. These could both be lyrics from them thinking about what they did in Most Tasteless. And he's very disgusted with himself on what he did in Most Tasteless.
Oh, it's like that movie where the guy's like gets his arm ripped off, but then gets like the serial killer's arm attached. It's like, what's going on? It's fucking jacking nonstop.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no clear indication he's killing. So, but yeah, it is again lining up with possession. Something else is controlling him. Yeah, you're right though. More OCD than.
Yeah, something that's just taking over you that like you can't stop. And that's kind of scary. Like,
right.
I mean, now we're getting real deep. Like, things that freak me out legitimately are like brain aneurysm.
Oh yeah.
Where you're just like,
happens out of the blue.
Yeah, or like, could you imagine like being, I don't even know like the politically correct word, but like you're incapacitated to a point where like your body can't function, but your mind is 100% sharp.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Yeah, I'd be like, you can't even kill yourself. You're just like,
trapped.
Me, come on. Like, in the same vein, yeah, like there's something wrong with these guys, and I can't stop themselves.
Yeah. All joking aside on
Madrox.
I'm
sorry.
No, I was saying all joking aside on my take on Madrox there being the Most Tasteless jack-off thing.
It was a comeback that I didn't expect, so I was tickled.
But your point's good on Madrox might have took it the way you did. We're like, oh, we all going to have a different thing, so I'm going to have, like you said, like this OCD type thing where everyone else kind of has the exact same affliction, and his is a little different.
I mean, that's smart of them to do, right? Like, oh, we're going to talk about, and God, I'd love to talk to any of these guys about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you create a song like this? Does someone say, let's do a song where we all have some kind of mental disability?
Yeah.
I don't want to say mental disability, but you know what I mean, like
Right.
mental affliction. And everyone's like, I'm going to fucking kill people. Like, if that's what happened, and Jamie was like, I'm going to go in a different route, that is so fucking smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say that's like a good verse by any means, but like at least it's...
It's very vague, but you kind of get an idea, yeah. And I guess you could place anything on that. Like, he could have been jacking off, or he could have been killing, or he just could be, like you said, keeps washing his hands because his brain keeps telling him to do it, yeah.
Maybe he did kill someone, but like, my soul is so dirty I tried to wash it too. Like, that could be...
Could be anything, fuck.
Yeah, again, now we're being like super deep. I want to say this was in another song or verse, but I can't do more than two things at the same time. Maybe he was like, what do you call it? Like molested or assaulted.
Right.
And like he just always feels that and he can't wash it off of him.
Right.
Like that's fucked up. Like
definitely.
but how many people in life, more than you think, probably go through that, right?
Yeah.
So that could be what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, people could relate this a multitude of ways for sure.
Yeah. And then we go to fucking Blaze talking about being dead. We go, Blaze, you're dead, homie. Again, the voices in my head keep driving me crazy. This next line fucking gets me every time. I don't know if it's because just how he says it.
That sounds cool for sure.
Got my Glock locked and loaded with no safety. It's so fast. I always hear like I got my cock blocked. I'm like, what? Like Glock locked? I can't say that fast. Itchy trigger finger and I'm ready to release. Something keeps telling me increase the deceased. So that's a reference.
Yeah. That's
If you'd like to.
Thanks to Jiggles on here, I'm pointing it out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Good
Jiggles,
job,
hell
Jiggles.
yeah.
Yeah, call back to his chorus on What the Fuck, which I didn't realize was him until we did the podcast. I think I just never even put two and two together, but that's what he's chanting in What the Fuck on the chorus.
And that's a cool little comeback. Not comeback, but callback.
Blake's is always good for that, of like referencing other things.
Yeah, for sure.
In the Juggalo lexicon.
Good job, Blaze.
And then Jay yells, well, come on, at the end of this. I don't even remember hearing that on there. Well, come on!
Yeah, there's a lot of things on here. We talk about all like the reverse shit,
little
which
things are buried in there.
I don't know if there's any reverse ones here, but there is a lot of background from other people or from themselves. And there's a good one in a couple songs that we'll get to in a couple weeks. But yeah, they do a lot of that here. Yeah, and Jay's like in the background there.
Yeah.
And then we get Jay doing the chorus, which... Is that different as I go back to the beginning? Yeah, because he just did the butthole in your pants. And this one is just him repeating, something's talking in my head. I can't help thinking it hates me.
I think the hook's good. He's kind of singing a little bit, pulling out his little Eddie Vedder, as he calls it.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, now it's going back to, something's in your head. It's whether it's a literal voice or it's something that's making you do whatever you don't want to do. It goes to what we're talking about, right?
Like I said, this goes back to me of the OG feel of Dark Lotus, the Echo Side era, the blink of just darkness, not of like ghouls and ghosts, just of the darkness of society.
So I'm sorry, but like I'm putting stuff together now. God, this episode's gonna already go long. I apologize to everyone. You said originally, as I'm fixing my microphone, that this felt like a song that everyone put together and then they crammed Mars into it.
Yeah,
right?
This feels like it was, in my mind, it was recorded before he joined the group.
I'm not knocking it. Like, I'm going with that theory now. So, Jay does the intro and the hook. Shaggy, Monoxide, Jamie, Blaze. Do the verse. We'll call that one verse, right? Like 4 bars for each one. I'm not technical. I see 4 lines. Maybe that's 8, but whatever the fuck. I don't know music. Then, verse 2, Mars comes in and does a double.
Right.
But it's still then after that goes, Shaggy, Monoxide, Jamie, Blaze, Chorus. So it literally got wedged in there. Like, did they think, oh, we can't have him just do like the same 4 lines. Mm-hmm. We got to like even it out. But then Jay can't do one because he's already doing like it is very wedged in there. Just looking at it physically.
Yeah.
So I think that leads to your theory. They had this in the bag and they're like, "Fuck, we got to put him in there."
Yeah, they liked it enough that they didn't want to scrap it.
But then why would they? Some songs they don't. So
yeah, they could have just left it without him on there. But
so I wonder why. I don't know. Anyways,
well, probably because it came with some real cool shit, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds cool."
Where? But yeah, no, that's I don't know. That just hit me as I was looking at this. So
yeah, because he does a full verse kind of, and
double.
They're bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, everyone else has 4 lines, and he has 8.
Yeah, that's how. And it doesn't have the same vibe as everyone else.
No. So yeah, I mean, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, but on the original version, Mars has a verse here.
Right.
And another little added surprise. I got a little something for us.
It's not a bag of rabbit shit.
You don't know that.
I got a bunch of that in the yard. Those fuckers are ruthless this winter.
So I'm going to pop this open. We'll let everyone hear this. We got the Better Made Special.
Born and bred like Better Made.
Barbecue flavored potato chips.
Those are solid. I mean, you can't go wrong with some barbecue Better Mades.
We'll hear the crack open here.
This is not. Are those called ASR? Where they make all the noises and whisper.
I hate those. So like on TikTok, I don't know if like the algorithm knows what you watch.
Yeah.
But like you watch one of those,
That's
and then
get.
like every other one, I'm like, it's just the girl. Fuck, the girl like has the microphone. She's got like a Yeti microphone that stands straight up. And she's like has something over it, and she's just like she's painting over it. So it's just like, and I'm like, will you fucking stop? Like it's so dumb. But yeah, this is your AMSR or whatever. This is me eating potato chips. Want some?
No, it's okay. Maybe in a minute here. You brought a lot to this episode. A lot of gimmicks.
I always bring a lot to the episode.
Well, speaking of bringing a lot, our good friend Mars shows up and he brings, as you said, some potato chips.
I'm joking. This again, put yourself back in 2001. Mm-hmm. And everyone, I know it's hard, everyone. It's hard to think that juggalos are split on things and that they like have to take sides and that they can't pick. They can't just enjoy both. They have to pick one. It seems foreign, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense nowadays.
But at the time, I'm telling you, maybe in your neck of the woods this didn't happen, but I am fucking telling you, when everyone at the time listened to this, they're like, what the fuck?
It was all like, wait, what is the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if people were like, that is so fucking cool. And maybe you did. Maybe you're in Seattle, Washington, or Topeka, Kansas, or fucking Dayton, or whatever, and you were sitting at home and you thought this was cool. Maybe we did too, but I'm telling you, my friends were like, what the fuck is he talking about?
To pause though and add, it's like the flow is awesome. It sounds good, but yeah, lyrically you're like, wait, what the fuck is he talking about?
They're telling me the secrets of how to build a spaceship. Who's
cool,
that?
I'm down with that. Yeah, aliens, like they're talking to him, and he's got an abduction, maybe that was his thing, and they planted in his brain.
Brian Danhausen came and fucking spooked him.
I'm all in right here. The first line,
so he's
spaceship, aliens.
Building a spaceship out of 2 bags. I should have gotten 2 bags. I'm sorry. 2 bags of barbecue potato chips and rabbit shit. I've got a pocket full of middle fingers. When I need good luck, I stick them all in my ass, spin in circles, then I cluck.
I clucked, which I totally forgot he says.
Telling me the secrets how to build a spaceship out of 2 bags of barbecue potato chips and rabbit shit. I got a pocket full of middle fingers. When I need good luck, I stick them all up in my ass, spin in circles, then I cluck. And if you try to read my mind, I call up on my Merkalaba. Had the energy of 4 dimensions, fucking on your mama. Got the feeders on a beast out. Did you feed the pilot? Simple tip and keep a noose rides. Call me Chupacabra.
So yeah, if we're just breaking down that half of it, what the fuck? You're right. His flow is different. He's got like a gravelly, grimy voice.
Yeah.
Each of the songs, like, you can tell he's not really a rapper because he doesn't like quick time it. He's like, he's good. He's a good singer. He's got a good voice, but like, it's not like a MC voice, if you will. It's good. It's interesting. We like it. It's what we grew up on, for lack of a better word. So like, but when you fucking dissect it like this, it's like, you can't send us emails or calls and be like, you're fucking hating on it, because this is fucking crazy. He's talking about middle fingers in his asshole.
Well, maybe that's the whole point. He got abducted by aliens and just lost his mind. He's like rambling on to people like, no, man, I could really build a spaceship. You just give me some rabbit shit piles and some chips and I could do it, man. You're like, fuck, crazy Mars is down the street railing about his spaceship again.
There's old Gary Kanarski fucking talking about spaceships.
You're sitting on the yard, you just hear cluck, cluck. I'm like, fuck, Mars sticking his finger in his ass again. No one go in the front yard and talk to him. He's crazy.
And then, so his second verse, now we're getting into your shit, right? So you want to...
Well, I wouldn't say it's my shit, but I took the task of trying to research any of the ancient mythology in here.
I'll turn down my microphone and I'll eat some potato chips. I don't want to bother everyone.
Again, shout out to Bill Handstock for first pointing it out in here. So all I had to do was click on the Wikipedia, and I was one day reading more just because it was interesting, but I don't remember it all. But just for reference, the Merkaba that he references. So he says, Mars goes, and if you read my mind, I'll call upon my Merkaba and have the energy of 4 dimensions. So the Merkaba, I'm saying it wrong, I think.
I know.
Is Ezekiel's wheel. It's basically a chariot that takes you up to the heavens. It's used in early Jewish mysticism. Discusses of takes you to the throne of God. That's all it is. You know, it's a chariot, so he's flying up to the heavens on that. We don't need to dive into that too much deeper. And then the 4 dimensions was, forgot what that was. But it's like earth, wind, fire, you know, that type of thing.
The mud, the earth, the wind, and the
kind
blood.
of like that. No, but it was like I'll just Google it. The energies of the 4 dimension are physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. We don't need to break that down. I think that's kind of obvious.
All 4 of those are broken on me.
So then we get back into him just be like, those lines fit in line, like we said, the Alibaba, the themes that I think Mars brought to Lotus that they're trying to go with. And then he goes right back into kind of sounding crazy.
For sure. Got the fetus on and pieced out. Did you feed the pilot? What?
You missed it. He was fucking on your mama. So he's saying he impregnated your mama.
Where is it? Oh.
But did you feed the pilot? Is that his spaceship? Is that what he's talking about? The guy who's flying his spaceship?
Maybe. I'm dying to know. Do you have A to Z up there still?
Yeah.
Dying to see what they said.
I think A to Z has this one nailed. Oh, no, actually, A to Z only has the reissue. That's why.
Fuck A to Z.
At least that's all I see, and I didn't dig deeper. Anyways, go on. I had A to Z up for something else.
That's fine. Simple tip and keep a noose rised. Call me Chupacabra.
The best part is Chupa what?
Again, Jay throwing that in there. Yeah.
And I'm drinking the Chupacabra beer. Look at that wild beast.
You've encountered the Chupacabra, haven't you?
No, I mid-Michigan, it's the dog man.
I thought that you've heard him howling in upper Michigan.
No, that's the dog man.
All right, I'm sorry.
Which county is it? But yeah, mid-Michigan, around Midland, a lot of dog man sightings. I've never experienced it, but that's what it's known for.
I thought that you and Aaron and Moody heard him.
That was like a Sasquatch for real. We called it the Banshee cries. The best way to describe it is Luke said it sounded, and he hunts all the time, so he hears all this crazy shit. He's like, I never heard anything like that. It sounded like there was like a party in the distance. Like it was like some commotion, and all of a sudden it was just like, wow, like loud scream, like, bah, 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 bah. And when you look on those websites of like Bigfoot calls, that's what it was. It's like, that's what you hear. It was fucking creepy. It was wild. It only happened that one night. Like that was it. The best is my cousin Aaron, my uncle, his dad, says, that was just like a cow in the field getting pecked on by a bird. It just made some weird noise.
So random. Who would like come up with that?
But if you go Prescott, Michigan, little tiny ass area, you talk to the people who live there year round, they say don't go in the woods at night. They don't trust it. It's very spooky. I'm glad you reminded me about that.
Yeah, that's the whole I think about. Was
if you have a Chupacabra, Dogman, or Sasquatch sighting, call a hotline and tell us.
810-666-1570.
Jay's big into Sasquatch nowadays too, which is sweet.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm down.
He lives out in the woods, so he
probably heard one.
Maybe. All right. So from that,
and if you had Homer or Marzalo, and we like missed, like he has some symbolism here that I'm missing, and we don't understand what the fuck he's talking about, and you do, please let us know.
Yeah,
That's
well,
all.
we're up for anything that you can tell us. We're not hating. We're
no.
just...
Like you said, going back to when this came out and the reaction on the grounds of the Toledo, Ohio Convention Center, everyone was confused.
Yes, for sure.
Confused was the word.
Now we're going to go from confused to more confused. Shaggy's second lyrics in verse number 2. I really wanted, with all my heart, for these next couple verses, for Shaggy, Monoxide, Jamie, and Blaze, to go back to what they talked about at the beginning of the song.
Yeah, you want a continuation of their stories?
When I was writing this down, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be great. This is going to be great for us to talk about. Shaggy's talking about fucking a brick.
Yeah, we can't really shit talk Mars's weirdness without shit talking Shaggy talking about fucking a brick.
Peeking through the window, so now he's like, he
Creeper.
can't help himself from being the Jesus, I was about to say something that I shouldn't have. Peeking through the window, I think I'm falling for this chick, because when I look down, I'm dry fucking a brick. So like it's like fucking Tommy Boy, not Tommy Boy, yeah, Tommy Boy, where Richard is like looking out the window and fucking jerking off. So he's fucking the side of the house. Why is it when she sees me, she's got to scream? Now I got to jump through the window and gag her with my stiffy again.
Again? Man.
So
I never even caught that he says again.
I wrote on mine, what?
Now I gotta jump through the window and gag her with my stiffy. I just wanna split my neck and back in half.
I guess you could go back to our theory of they're doing stuff that like they can't help, you know? But it's just weird that now it's something else. It's not the same. I don't think, right? Because his first one we said was like a possession. So yeah, this is more like an obsession, a fucking jerking.
I mean, I guess it could be the same because the first one he's just like something's driving him nuts and you feel like his head's gonna explode. So it could just be driving him to creeping the windows on chicks.
You think it's his other head that's gonna explode?
It's true. Maybe that's what he's referencing.
Could you imagine if we asked him that and he's like, yeah, that's exactly what it was.
He's like, what are you talking about? What song? He's like, I haven't heard that song in 20 years.
He's like, is that the song that Twisted and Blaze do without me now?
Come on, we're not talking that stuff nowadays. I guarantee if you went to Shaggy and be like, when you wrote the song something, Cripple and Rape Me, whatever that song is called, what was it? Like, what song? That Dark Lotus song, the one where you're all bouncing around doing different lyrics. He'd be like, what? Like the one Mars talks about potato chips. He'd be like, oh, that song.
That motherfucker. I feel like of all of them, he may be the one that would remember shit like that. I'd give it
yeah, he does seem like he does.
I'd give it to him and Blaze as like the
for sure
historian, not historian, but like remembering shit.
Madrox
like
has those vibes too.
Company suck ass, you are.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll going back watch that Patreon where they pull up old shit. I think he this one feels like one he would forget because it seems like when he was going back and like revisiting stuff, like, oh man, that was sweet. Like he
reminded him.
Yeah.
He didn't like know what.
I think you'd have to remind him about this track. Because spoiler, I don't know if this one really. Do they even play this on tour? Like when Twisted does the Lotus songs, like this one doesn't feel like.
I really don't know. We talk about them doing a handful, but I really don't, off the top of my head, know which ones they do.
Yeah. So we'll move along then.
Yeah, I was just poking fun.
Yeah.
That's all. Monoxide, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about either.
It sounds cool, And especially when it talks about killing the Reaper, like that's cool. But according to Genius, that's what it says, right? Post-mortem vibrator. What the fuck is he talking about?
What? Oh yeah. Scaly like an alligator. Not scary, scaly. Bitch, you're dying now because you ain't even seeing later.
I think it's cool. I'm confused by the post-mortem vibrator scale like an alligator. Like,
I want to split my neck and back in half. Like, is he saying that he's so possessed he wants to he wants to kill himself, but then when the Grim Reaper comes to get him, he's going to kill him too? Like, but yeah, the second part of that, like, post-mortem vibrator. No clue.
maybe we're missing something.
We must be. If you understand what that means. Does that mean like he shakes after he's dead?
Oh yeah, maybe. Like when you cut a chicken's head off?
But like scaly like an alligator.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. I can't believe sometimes these things just fall into our laps. And I should just say that like I was smart and knew this. Jamie Madrox's verse. I was raised in a way that corrupted my mind. I watched my family abuse each other at the drop of a dime. It fucked my head up and I can't think straight. Who can I confide? Who can I trust? Who can relate?
Yeah.
Now that goes back to the last one.
Yeah, but the last one was vague enough that it
could.
Have, yeah.
Like
but it feels exactly what you said of like someone who was abused as a child.
Yeah, like I was going to say joking, but obviously that's not joking. But like that goes back to that.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It connects.
Good job, guys. You're actually fucking doing this.
You mean guy?
Well, all of them, kind of. Well, maybe. Not really. But, I mean, Shaggy's, we said could.
Yeah, Shaggy could, and he's telling a story. Monoxide kind of is telling a story. We just like his description of his body after he's killed himself is kind of odd, but yeah.
Monoxide's is very we get to do whatever we want. I'm going to talk about killing somebody.
he does kill a lot.
Everyone tries to take it a different, and they're like, fucking Paul is doing the fucking killing.
Oh, there he goes again, killing people.
Jesus Christ, killing and jerking. All right, so yeah, maybe these do match up. Blazes? I don't know. I wrote a note on here, but I didn't go back and look.
Blaze to me is just straight up in character. He's just your dead homie pulling drive-bys.
That's also human. That's possible. So something's still telling me to put you underground and dump you in the river so your body's never found. I love the bloop. Do you catch that?
Yeah.
Like it's just bloop.
Put you underground and dump you in the river so your body never found. Then go home.
Popped at that every time. Then go home and call the cops and tell them what I did. And then he talks about murdering the cops.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's like, going crazy, but he's just straight up, he's his character still.
Yeah.
And that's why I said this goes back to me thinking it's early Lotus where they're all just themselves, you know? I mean, they're still themselves in the other tracks, but they're all kind of on all the other tracks. So far it's just been Alibaba. But Alibaba's like fitting the theme where this one is like, it just feels like a crew song with Mars thrown in there.
Yeah. Violent J says, come on again.
Come on.
So yeah, let's, for the sake of the consistency of the song, we can say that all four of those actually did follow
lined
the
up,
first
yeah.
one. All right, good job. I'm in. Violent J does the chorus again. Then he does the bridge, which we've been joking about all day. There's a note on this, right?
Yeah.
Please explain to me what this is.
So we'll once again shout out the Genius annotation. Contributor is X-X. Shout out to you. And he says, this may be a reference to David Berkowitz, the son of Sam Killer, who was arrested on August 10th, 1977 in 8 shootings. He confessed all of them and initially claimed that he had been obeying the orders of a demon manifested in the form of a dog belonging to his neighbor Sam. Berkowitz was found mentally competent to stand trial. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was incarcerated. He subsequently admitted that the dog devil story was a hoax.
Well, hey, why not?
He's like, I'm not that crazy. Now I'm locked away for life.
You really think that Jay is referencing that?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, they could be, but in general, I feel like, I think he just was like, I'm crazy, I'm talking to a dog. Like, it was just that simple.
Yeah.
I think it just lined up.
I love that it ends with talking about the dog scaring him, and then it goes, murder. I'm sexy. What? What are you talking about?
It's a little teaser for...
It's not a teaser.
Maybe that's where he got the idea for the song "Bitch I'm Sexy." He's like, oh, what was I talking about in that one? He goes, oh yeah, it's about how sexy I was. I'm gonna do a whole song about it now.
He's staring at himself in 2001 and the fucking wearing this white visor with this shitty blonde hair coming over it. He's like, man, I'm
sexy.
I'm hot.
That was a look. Jay had a look in this era.
He did. Now we go to the third verse.
But
sorry.
Go back. Me and you both were discussing this earlier. He says, we always thought he says that they're dogs. They don't do that, do they? Is that what we both agreed we would?
I think that's what I say, just in my head. I don't know. Yeah.
And so Genius says, damn, they're dogs. They don't do that, do they? That seems correct. If you go to Genius or A to Z lyrics, it says, dude, they're dogs. They don't do that, do they?
I like how you like say it different. Like,
dude, they're dogs. They don't do that, do they?
I think Genius is correct on this one.
It sounds cool, though. I kind of dig it.
Yeah, in my head, I think I say that they're dog.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that's what I think it is.
Dog.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm being stupid when I'm singing stuff in my head. We haven't talked about this, I don't think, at all. There are certain songs that, in my head, bleed right into another song.
Right.
Like, there's definitely a Blaze one. If we get to it on any season, when I'm singing it in my head, I don't know why, but I go right into something else.
Song.
Yeah, it's not... There's no rhyme or reason to it, but just because how I sing.
So at the end of Alibaba, you go, butthole just shit in your pants.
That is not the case. It's funny that you say that, because we'll get to this in a minute. All right, are you ready for the third verse?
I totally forgot there was a third verse. Sorry, guys.
Shaggy, back up to the plate here. Shut the fuck up, bitch, he says. Quit telling me what to do. Is he talking to the girl that he just choked with his stiffy?
No, I think he's talking to the who's in his brain.
Blaze? Jay? He says Mono. It's weird how he says it like, Mono? Mandar? Like,
I love that part.
Blaze? Jay? Mono Madrox? Is that you? No, it can't be. It's me standing alone in the rain.
No, it can't be.
Again, going back to my point that this was recorded before Mars. Mars isn't mentioned in his lineup of people.
That's very true. Good call. It's me standing alone in the rain. Fuck this bullshit on the pan. Are we insinuating that he's like kind of trying to kill him? Like, again,
I go back to these are all lining up. I'm visualizing he like jumped through the window, killed her, and then he's back outside and it's raining, and he's like losing his mind.
I'm thinking, are all of them like going to try to commit suicide at the end of it to try to get out of this issue?
I think so.
Madrox, you can say that I'm different. I'm not a normal man. You can say you hear me, but you really don't understand. Trying to explain, I like to yell when I explain, so you can understand how it feels to be in pain.
This is emo lyrics on him.
Now when I'm reading that, I feel like he's talking to a psychologist. His shrink. Because there's nothing in there about like being fucking
it doesn't
murder.
sound crazy, and he's yelling in the darkness like Shaggy.
No. And then 45 fucking seconds of Violent J and his chorus. 45 seconds. This song is 4:21 or 3:59.
Yeah.
45 seconds of it is this.
It does drag on for a long time. When I was listening to it today, I'm like, man, when does this end?
He does like the normal part, like the something's talking in my head. I can't help. But then like he does it like in the next octave, like where he does it, but he sings it.
Yeah.
That dog is talking to me.
I love that he just drops a dog in there again. He's like, hey, slip that dog back in.
Dogs are scaring me.
I love singing, Jay.
He's just in there. Mike Clark is like, what? We can't tell him to leave.
Just keep going, I guess.
This is fucking dime.
Does going back to Mike Clark, does he round up? Like if Jay goes over like 10 minutes, does he round that a full $85, or is he?
Fuck yeah, he does.
Fuck yeah, he does.
He's like 3, 2, 1, boom. He's like, you might as well just stay in there.
You might as well keep yelling about that dog.
Now, there's a funny question. I know we joke about it. At this time, I mean, they are fucking 5 years, 10 years deep with Mike Clark. At that point, he's not charging them by the hour. I wonder if they give him like
flat deal,
or a cut. Like, okay, whatever this song is going to be, we're giving you X amount of dollars, or like, do they give him a piece of the album?
Yeah, there's a question I'd love to hear. Like, what their deal was.
Yeah,
at the
because
tail end here.
He's not just like some shitty, like, hey, come on in and like we'll start the clock.
Right.
Oh, you got to be out by noon because fucking someone else is coming in to record.
White Boy Rick's coming in. I got it.
This would be right at that time too. It's like, sorry guys, I got to do fucking what song they do? The Flower in the Attic. we got Flower in the Attic at noon. Fucking, you better knock out Ollie Blaze. You better do this double time.
Got this guy in the lobby named Joe Kane. He's talking about some song he wants to do.
This for his Joe Kane reference. Juggalo Rewind. But yeah, I at this time he's got to like either get a flat fee or a piece of the album, or like, you do the song and we give you $10,000, like from start to finish, mastering, mixing, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that was
like.
my guess on that.
But we're just joking around for the $85 an hour. But yeah, Jay goes on forever with that, so that's good. That's his prerogative. He can do whatever he wants.
It's interesting he doesn't have any verse on here.
It is.
I wonder if he did before Mars was put in. Like, is there a version? If my theory is correct that Mars was added, that I'd be curious if he took Jay's part. Or
I don't think so, because he does the hook. Could you imagine like Jay doing the hook and then doing a verse?
Yeah, cut him back to himself.
Yeah, I can imagine it. It's and it's terrible. So no, like
but
we talked about it on the Twisted, on Most Tasteless. Like, it's good to have a break, to have like Jay do the hook and then a verse and then the hook.
Yeah.
Like, then it's like a solo CD. Like, unless you're doing something vastly different, like singing about the dogs, or you have like a different voice. No, maybe this is part of their like, hey, we can't just always do hook, verse. You do the hook.
Yeah.
It'd also be interesting, and I'd love to know this too. Fucking say there's 7 of them, right? Because eventually there's like fucking 18 people in Lotus and Riders, right? Everyone do a verse. Everyone do your verse. Lay it out on the table.
Oh, they pick and choose.
That one sucks. Out. It's like Survivor. Like, we have room for 6 verses.
Right.
Fucking sorry, Boondocks.
I'm sure some supergroups are like that, yeah, and they just pick and choose.
That'd
what
be hilarious.
Makes the most sense.
It'd be so fucking cool.
I think make people bring their A game.
I choose to think that. If I choose to think that, then they're like, sorry, Jay. You didn't make. He's looked at his. He's like, God damn it.
Well, he's the Simon Cowell of the group. He makes the final decision.
Oh, that's a timely reference.
He's still done the show, right? That's still going.
He's got like, he's done like spin-off shows of the spin-off shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on like his 4th. Do you think you can dance or whatever the fuck? He's on something weird now. All right.
Well, that was something.
We are talking. That is crippling, and
I'm crippled already.
Man, I don't know. There's so much other stuff I'm thinking, but I think we dove more into that than I anticipated. I mean, time-wise and like deep-wise.
Yeah.
Just listening to the song over the past, couple days, couple weeks, I wouldn't have thought we would have pulled all that shit out.
No, I never even thought of a story going through all their verses.
Yeah, I think this is why we're doing this. And
right.
If this isn't the most downloaded episode, then you guys are fucking up. You're not telling your friends. You're not retweeting this. I challenge everyone out there.
And challenge everyone to make someone listen to this one.
Yeah, like, if you have a friend who listened or listens or who is or was a juggalo, or, what did they used to say?
Those who don't identify as such.
Find someone who listened to this CD and liked it at one point, and just talk about this song and be like, did you ever think about shit like this?
Yeah.
And maybe you guys, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just trying to get more people to listen to us. That's all.
That's right. That's the main thing. And review. Go do that too while you're at it.
Yes, we don't talk about that enough. The rate review, both on Apple and on Spotify now.
Yeah.
You can hit the little 3-button gimmick. And
if you're one of the dozen people listening on YouTube, like and comment on those ones.
Yeah, people don't subscribe on that, do they?
Yeah, there's subscribers on there, but it's very minimal compared to everything else.
Well,
but it's there in case you need it.
Yes, you never know what you need. We're there for you.
I got a buddy who listens to all his music just on YouTube videos, and it fucking blows my mind.
That's so weird. I need to know, who is it?
It's Jacob Moody, of course. Think that guy's downloading Spotify or Apple Music?
Yeah, no, that totally. I should have just.
I'm shocked he's not just having burned CDs from me still.
I'm like, there's no way, like Burton or one of those guys.
No,
is like,
God, no.
like they're like way ahead of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely say that.
There's some people out there. No, again, not shit talking you if that's how you want.
Yeah,
Listen.
no. And maybe you have like internet, or that's you okay over there?
Yeah, bang my elbow. Something spooky.
Maybe you're at work and like that's
It's like a pull up.
That's fine. Or I didn't think most people did that, but some people do. All right. Where are we at? We did the lyric deep dive more than anyone physically should have. Historical lines, spot in the Juggalo culture / lexicon / history. Is there anything here that really... You're going to... No, you say it. I can't say it.
I was going to say it was the bag of potato chips line.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I feel like people still bring that up.
This is like 2 for 2 on Mars being like the note.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, Blaze on the first song, but yeah, like Mars is imprinting himself on the Juggalo culture.
I mean, maybe that's why he went so crazy, because he's like, I got to do something to stand out, because these guys all have built-in characters and gimmicks and mythology and stories.
Yeah, and I'm just a dude.
I'm bringing the spooky shit, and I'm going to talk fucking crazy stuff.
Maybe. And it worked. Like,
yeah.
Andrew liked him, or still likes him.
Right.
Jim liked him. Someone, Eric, that texted me, like, he likes him. People do.
Yeah, and his style is cool. I think his style is different.
I honestly don't know personally if I ever got or listened to his CD, like the one that came out like right around here. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I listened to it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I listened to it when it came out, but yeah, there's no way I remember anything.
Maybe I need to go back and listen to it.
I would do. Well, we'll do that for homework.
We also, I noticed in an old from the last couple of weeks, you talked about him being in ministry. I think he was just like a producer.
Yeah, I feel like he has kind of said that he did more than just production in the studio and stuff. But I don't know. Ministry is one of those bands I think that has like a lot of rotating parts in it. So it's
like Dark Lotus.
It's true. He's like, I know stuff like this.
Oh, I understand. Just jumping in and out of shit.
That guy's just got a dick. Okay, I get that's why he's in this group.
I just wanted to call you out on something, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know for sure. I've only listened to a little bit of Ministry, and I don't know any of their fucking story.
Yeah, we barely know this. We can't know everything. So where do you rank this song in your Dark Lotus brain? I guess it just obviously just this CD, this album. If you can pinpoint it. Give me a number.
A number, I don't know. Maybe bottom half. I don't know. It doesn't. It's not bad to me. But yeah, nothing like stands out. The two things that stand out are like the goofiness of the potato chips and the talking dog.
Yeah. I think I'd.
Everyone else. Sorry, cut you off.
Yep.
Everyone else's verses I enjoy, but like Blaze is it's just like a normal Blaze line. He's just like talking about himself. Everyone kind of gets goofy or has a little theme, but it still just seems like it's your typical verse from any of the dudes.
I hate to say it, and I'm not knocking anybody when I say this. They are all, to me, subpar versions of themselves on this CD, on this track.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
But, I mean, better than I could do, for sure, but...
Yeah, we're not trying to be critics to shit talk, but just in our general... Like, I still bump this, but if I had to pick it and rate it with the other ones, it doesn't. Nothing stands out memorable.
If you know us, we think that like everything Blaze touches is fire, right?
Right.
But like, not everything can be fucking real G shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's a swing and a miss, and I just not saying his is a swing and a miss here. I'm just saying like I think they're all just kind of there. Nothing like
it feels like it could be on this or it could be on any other CD, just as a track, which is kind of weird that it's the second one on the album that's
you think you'd have
in this spot.
Maybe at the time, you listen to this and you're like, this is all still cool, which I'm not saying it wasn't. Like this is
I don't skip it. I listen to it.
Yeah, no, I'm not skipping it either. It's just on this album, I think it's bottom half, if not bottom half.
Maybe that just bodes well for the album as we move along.
It's possible. They're all so good that this has to get pushed down somewhere. No, I can't edit them all out. We're deep into the Michigan allergy season, which lasts 11 and a half months in Chris's house. So.
We're in the point where the weather goes from like 50 degrees to 20 to 10 to 70.
There was a couple weeks there where Chris was fine. I was going to ask you this earlier because you mentioned it. Way off topic. Are you better with the beer now? Like for a while, you were like,
Oh yeah,
that was giving
IPAs
you...
would always mess me up. Where I would like take 2 sips of IPA and my whole face would be like, sinuses are shut. I can't breathe through my nose. Sometimes they'll get stuffy, but not too bad. Yeah, more so in the winter when it's dry as hell.
Yeah. Just making sure. That's all. I wanted to ask you that before when you were talking about like it was hoppy or whatever, and I thought that like screwed you up.
Yeah, I never would really drink IPAs.
All right, so we've come to the time. I'm gonna finish off my yoo-hoo here. Give it a nice little swish. Make sure all the chocolate is out of the bottom, and we are picking your MVP.
I want you to go first because got a couple in mind, and I might go real left field.
Let me think about that. I have it narrowed down to 2 people. I think that originally, when I was driving over to the studio today, I was going to pick...
Yeah?
I think I'm now changing my vote. I'm going to go...
All right.
I can't believe I'm doing that. I really... I talked myself into it.
I mean, he we don't want to say why, because if we say it, it'll give it away.
Right, but I was gonna go one way to go way off base, but I think even all of them I think are off base. Like I don't think any one stands out.
Right.
So I think they're all on equal playing field. I almost went another way too. I had another close call in there.
Who was the other one?
I
mean, it's memorable.
But I think I'm sticking with that.
So I also had 2 in mind. 2 to 3.
This is going to be a lot of editing. But
Yes.
that's okay.
Sorry for your...
No.
Sorry for your damn look.
I brought it upon myself.
I thought because they just sound cool.
Because you're a fucking mark for those two.
Get the hell out of here. Mark for everyone. But also, I fucking just love... I love...
You're a fucking... Yeah, big fucking mark.
I'm picking him because I love... His cracks me up. I don't want to say anything. I like his.
So that's your official vote?
Yep.
All right, so I'm putting that into the list. That goes there, and Chris goes there. This is interesting. This year is going to shape up. I can't wait to see where the rest of the season
I want to
goes.
see what people vote on this one because, like I said, anyone could be good or bad, I feel like.
This one's going to be wide open.
Yeah.
So, as a reminder, going to Twitter, go at Juggalo, RWD. Find the pinned tweet, and there will be probably 2 tweets attached to that. Vote once. There'll be two things, but vote just once. We're
trusting your, what's it called? On your honor.
Yeah.
You're only picking one.
We're in the honor system here. Go on Twitter, go to the pinned tweet, vote who you think is the MVP of this song, and then we will compile all these votes at the end of the year, and we'll have a little something special. And then we'll also, we had a funny idea on how to relay this information at the end of the year, so we'll see how we do that. Any parting thoughts before we go through all of the wrapping up once again?
No, we should just hurry before the Yahoo spits out of your butthole.
Yeah, I have a long drive home, so I don't know if Meijer is open. You're going to have to pull a late night shit. It's never good.
There's a lot of construction nowadays. Maybe you can just find an outhouse on the side of the road.
There is somewhere recently where I drove by and I'm like, that would be the spot right there. Because, there was like a porta potty like right there.
I think I've used one before, like coming back from something and had to go.
Like a construction
Like coming back from Canada back in the day as a ute. I'm running into that porta john.
I'd be scared. Fucking walking. This is going to be our second reference, but imagine just busting in and Kadarski is just sitting there. Yeah. Don't need that. Just as a reminder, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Juggalo RWD. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, everywhere you find music and podcasting. Rate, review, and subscribe, and do all that fun stuff wherever you listen to us. You can also listen on the website, JuggaloRewind.com. Email us, juggalorwd@gmail.com, or you can give us a call, 810-666-1570. Did you notice one or two people recently, it was between the end of the season and the beginning of this one, they're like, can we email you? Like, what's your email? They're like, there's a phone number? Yeah, we fucking say it twice every episode. Do you not listen? Do you skip ahead?
Maybe they skip ahead. Maybe they just come for the deep dive.
Fuck. Is that like when I skip everyone's like ads?
Oh, yeah. When I stopped, I haven't listened to the Figure Podcast off topic in a long time, but I would always skip like all the way till they got to their segments.
Oh, come on.
I couldn't take it anymore.
They mixed it up now, so it's all in reverse. All in reverse. Like Alibaba. All right, I think that's it. This was a deeper episode than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I honestly thought, like, oh, this song sucks. We're going to go through it real fast. But it kind of surprised me. Like, I don't know if I think it's more of a banger, but it's definitely deeper than I thought it was.
You looked at it in a different light.
I think if I'm driving home tonight, I'm listening to this again, and I'm going to give it a different listen. So,
yeah,
that's good.
Damn, Dare Dogs, they don't do that, do they?
Usually you wait till the very end to do that, to throw in something stupid. All right, that's it for us. I'm Peter, that's Chris. We are the Juggalo Rewind, and we will see you next week for... Oh! No, I'm going to save that for next week.
Okay.
We're going to have a little hanging Chad, as we said. And fucking
This is a good time to reference that's so outdated.
Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we
outdated references?
Yeah, I mean, we do that naturally, but like we did it for our wrestling. Why don't we like pull up what was like funny in 2001?
I mean, that was that year, right? Or
was the Hanging Chads, and that was
before. That was 2000. Yeah,
so
it was timely.
Fucking, I'm the man. We need to start pulling like who won championships and shit back then.
It's a good call.
All right, we have some homework to do. We'll come up with some more shitty pop culture references next week on the Juggalo Rewind. Thank you. All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.